My name's Alison Mott and I'm a freelance writer and I'm also a part-time primary teacher. I think I would say integration is the way that people of different backgrounds and different interests work together and come together and spend time together. An example from when I was teaching was that it would be common for children to believe that all Muslims were black and kept their heads covered, and yet in school we had Albanian Muslims who were white and didn't have their heads covered, and misconceptions about people from different races and even different areas of the town by the a common understanding of what people from that particular area of town would be like, or people from that particular country would be like, or just taking the outward idea and not exploring it any deeper to find out what the truth was about individual people. Well, the challenge is to overcome people's immediate idea of what somebody will be like, which is, brought about by a lack of knowledge, really. And the opportunities are fantastic opportunities for sharing knowledge. And so as a teacher, it was part of my remit to try and to educate children about each other, as well as educate them about the curriculum. And so it gave me lots and lots of opportunities to bring in, if we were doing a topic, to look at how that topic impacted on different people from across the world, as well as it being just a curriculum. Does that make sense? So if you can, make use of the people that you have and get them to talk to each other, because the more people talk to each other, the more commonalities they find between each other, and because the messages that basically underneath are all the same, with the same wants and needs and desires and wishes. And the more people interact and question and talk to each other, the more chance there is for them to find those commonalities. So on a personal level, I got to tell my story, and I tell my story a lot. I'm a writer, it wasn't a new thing for me. But putting that little short film together in the workshop and then watching other people watch it and validating it, I can't explain the impact that had on me, a hugely positive impact that had on me. And then we had the screening at the end of the workshops where we sat and watched everybody's, and we were made to stand up, and everyone clapped at us. And even that, I'm a grown woman with lots of experience, and the rational part of my brain was thinking, oh, this is so twee, and yet it really did work. and seeing people who at the beginning of the set of workshops had been very nervous about the language because they hadn't got lots of English and they didn't know each other, seeing them stand up and speak about having made the film, and the way that everyone had connected together through the fact that they told their story and watched each other's stories was stunning. I think that's really, really powerful. So I'm a complete convert now. I want to do digital stories with young people all the time. Because the traditional way that we write stories, we tell stories, is by writing. In school we get children to sit down and write a story, and lots of children find that very difficult. Even gifted children who are literate find writing a story difficult. And digital storytelling frees them up from the constraints that the academic writing task puts on them. And they get to choose their own story. I think the way the workshops did it was we had to bring in an object and use that object to tell a story about ourselves, and that was liberating. And I think children would find that liberating, and they're much more open to doing that than adults. I think they're less afraid of risking themselves in that way. So I can see that if children learnt to do this early enough, it would have a huge positive effect on them immediately. I do teaching in a little village school, and there's a boy there who's got ADHD, and he throws a hissy fit every time he's got to write because he finds it difficult. And he's also he's not been at school very long, and he was talking to the head teacher about how he didn't feel like he belonged. And part of that is because he's got ADHD, and that will make him feel distanced. And I've asked if I can work with him to make a film that he can show to his classmates about who he is and what it's like having ADHD. And I think that will be a positive thing for him, that he's managed to get it off his chest. And in the same way that I did at the digital workshops, he will see other people watching his story, and they'll connect with him in a way that's not possible with him writing or just sitting in the class being cross. There's always a reason you can find for feeling that you don't belong. And I think storytelling, telling your story, is a really powerful way of getting over that. And digital storytelling makes that much easier and much more easily accessible to others to watch, to partake of.